Hey guys, it's Maymay, and today we're making a craft for me. I made something a long time ago. Matter of fact, I want to say about 3 years ago for my Christmas tree, and I kind of did it as a test to see if I would like it. Well, I really like it, and when I did it, I thought, if I like this, I'll make more. Well, you know how time slips by and we don't get things done. And I was in my living room today looking at my Christmas tree going, that one sad banner is driving me insane. I'm going to make some more. So that's what we're going to do today. This is a picture of what we're going to make. I just love this. Back when banners were just coming into style and people were using them, I thought, okay, I'm going to make one for the tree and see how it works. So I like it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make that. Now, when I made the one I just showed you, I used this paper pad from Martha Stewart, which is, it's called the Punch Pad. And like I said, it's really old, but I really liked the papers in it. So this is what I used. And it's already pre-cut to the width I'm going to use. And the width of this one, I never can find it on here. Yeah, these are 4 by 12, so it's not a weird width. But I'm going to continue using these. But the good thing is, if you use some 12 by 12 paper, you can get 3 strips out of one. And I'm going to show you how to make that little banner. And I'm even using the same stamps I used back then. This is from back in my Close to My Heart representative days. And I have some of these stamps, and we're going to use them to duplicate several more for my tree. This is just a great way to add some dimension to your tree. If you have a lot of ornaments or you don't have anything that really just catches your eye and you're like, I really want something to grab attention, this will do it. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is take 2 of these guys, okay, and pick the side I want. I think I like this side better. So we're going to work with making our banner piece. So the one of our 12 by 4 pieces will be the base for the word, okay? We're going to take a strip of 8.5 by 11 paper that is 3.5 wide, so we get a nice border on either side. But then I'm going to trim this down to 11 inches. Now, if you're using 12 by 12 white paper, you won't have to trim it. But like I said before, I don't have any 12 by 12 white paper right now. I got to get some. I'm going to trim this guy down. Okay, so this then becomes the center of our banner piece. So our wording will go here, okay? Now you want to decide how long you want your tail pieces to be on either end. And I'm going to cut this in half first. So I'm going to cut this at 6 and see how that looks. I really think I like that. So the tail piece will then connect to the back side of this. That's a little bit long. I think I'm going to make them 5 inches. Just trim this to 5 inches. Yep, so I like that tail piece better. Now I need to make the white inlay pieces for this. So they'll be 3.5 wide. And they'll be 4.5 long. Now these dimensions are just the dimensions I'm using. You can make this shorter. You can make it 1 inch longer with 12 by 12 paper. You can do all kinds of things. Now that I've got that cut, I want to go ahead and make the fishtail portion of my banner. So I need these 2 over here, and I'm going to start with this one. Now you know how to do this. It's just like we do on smaller pieces. You're just going to do the same thing and slice up the center. Then from one corner to that center, like so, and from one corner to the center, like that. So that gets us one banner end. Now we're going to do the same thing on this piece. Just to make sure that I get my banner kind of the same, I'm going to put it underneath so I know I get the same depth or the same point to my banner. I'm going to line it up like this and cut it here so I know I'm getting the same depth. Make sense? Then I'll just cut the points. And you don't have to be that picky. But by doing that, now when you match them up, you know that they'll be the same. You'll have the same mat around it. Let's do the other one. And if you want to be really picky, after you've cut one, do them all using that one. And this way, you can just do this, like a pattern. Now this is being really picky. I probably would not do this. Alright. Okay, so now we have all our pieces ready to be assembled. Now this is something I'm going to use on my tree for a good long time, and I want to make sure it stays together. So I'm going to use some score tape to put this together. You can use your sticky tape, whatever you want to use. I just have this score tape that I think I need to use up. I don't know if it goes bad, but I've had it for a long time. And it's time to use it. So you can see I've got my adhesive on all the pieces. Now I'm just going to start assembling them together. And I'm going to use this edge of the paper as my guide and just keep it the same distance from top and bottom. And it should lay out just right if we do that. Perfect. See that? Very good. Okay, let's do this one. Now this paper is longer and this will get a little more fidgety, but just work on one end, getting the same distance on either side, lining it up, and it'll do just fine. Now we just need to attach these to the back. Now I kind of made a little mistake. I used a wider score tape than I probably should have. I probably should have used just 1/4 inch here. So what I'm going to do is just overlap this about 1/4 inch, just from eyeball. Then I'm just going to take my finger and roll up this other part, and that won't matter because we won't see that. That'll be on the back side. So if I have to do that on both sides. Now I'm going to show you another trick. If you don't want to roll it off, overlap about 1/4 inch. So that leaves me that adhesive. You can also take like your powder tool and hit that with your powder tool, and it'll kind of knock that adhesive back so it won't be sticky anymore. See? So on the next ones I won't use adhesive that wide, but it's good to show you a tip like that. So now we have this banner piece that's really long, right? And I'm going to decorate the center with the stamps. So for the one I already have on my tree, it says peace. By the way, if you're interested in this stamp set, I don't know if they still make it. It's called Alphabets, and it is from Close to My Heart. So I do not know if they still make it, but it's a nice set of alphabets. And I'm using these big letters. And I'm doing this so it matches the one I already have on my tree. But since that one says peace, I think I'll make this one say, hope. And I'm spreading my letters out pretty far. This would be a great way to get kids involved in this, because I'm not trying to be perfect with this stamp set. I'm just trying to get a word on there. So let's see how far out that'll go. Yep, that'll look good. That H is a little funny. I'm going to use some Memento. You can see that some of these were done with stays on, because I was quite the lover of stays on. I still am, but not as much as I used to be. Now I use my Memento a lot more. Okay, and now I can see the edges of this piece, which is probably hard for you to see, but I'm just going to stamp hope right here. And I'm going to give that ink time to transfer. So I have the word hope on the banner. And now I'm going to use another stamp set, which is called Holiday Cheer from Close to My Heart, and these ornaments, which I just love, these ornaments. And because I did this before, I'm going to use some red ink, so it kind of matches the one I already have on my tree. So with the ornaments, I just kind of stamped them kind of sporadically. On the banner. There's one. I did these at the same time to make sure I have enough. Yep. Okay. Let's ink these up. And then these were on this end. Isn't that cute? Then I'm going to take another stamp set, also from Close to My Heart. This one is called Snow Flurries. And it's got all these snowflakes, and I really like the snowflakes. So I'm going to lay them around on my press here. like so. I'm going to ink them. And I'm just going to snowflake it, just here and there. And you can do these individually. I'm just saving time by doing them all at the same time. Then I just put one snowflake on an individual block. And I'm just going to bring him around here and there. So there we go. That's a hope banner. And it looks funny now, but when you go to put this on your tree, you curve this center portion just by kind of working it with your hands, okay? And then you bend these guys back. And I'll show you the shape that you end up getting. So you just bend those. So you get this shape. Can you see that? Yeah. It'll be shaped like this in your tree. And you put it in your branches, and I'll show you how that looks in the in photos. But you don't have to have anything to hang it. You just kind of sit it in your branches and let the tree hold it. And I think they're so pretty. Now I need to make 4 more of these because I need a bunch for my tree. And I'll show you pictures when I finish. I hope you guys enjoyed this craft today. Something quick and easy and a good way to add something that's not an ornament to your tree. Something to give it a little more dimension. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. I will see you on Monday. Bye-bye.